Hi friends, welcome to War India News Hour. Will 2020 be any better or wait for 2021 to come? A sense of vulnerability is replacing the confidence whether to move to the cloud or to keep safe at the on-premise or to have a hybrid approach. And if one goes for both, then the cost matters a lot. Economic and political polarization will rise in 2020 according to the World Economic Forum's latest Global Risks Report. It warns that geopolitical turbulence and the retreat from multilateralism threatens everyone's ability to tackle shared critical global risks, and there are severe threats and long-term risks. Security experts say we are vulnerable, witnessing increased threat perception, and even more targeted, sophisticated attacks are to come in 2020. And it is expected a major damage to the BFSI sector and the economic environment in which we will have to face those risks. It estimates that 26% of Indian customers prefer accessing services via the bank's website and mobile app rather than talking to a human agent, against 19% in Australia, 29% in Britain and 24% in the UAE. Mobile-first consumers are more vulnerable to malware variants devised to steal personal banking information by cybercriminals. Increasing damage for latest BFSI transactions, particularly the ones across the border, are being targeted by cybercriminals. Let's see to today's headlines in War India. Savix expands its product with Sessions for its partners and customers. Savix Technologies has signed a distribution agreement with Sessions to offer enterprises and service providers best-in-class solutions for detection and prevention of all known and unknown cyber threats in real time from outside and within the organization. Sessions offers fully automated real-time cyber threat detection, containment and elimination platform to empower enterprises and MSSPs. Bizongo lays off 140 employees to cut costs. Mumbai-based B2B packaging marketplace Bizongo, run by Aniket Dev, has fired around 140 employees to cut costs and conserve capital in June. Bizongo confirmed the layoffs but did not close the number of affected employees. He said startups had to implement the restructuring process due to the disruption to the economy amid COVID-19. TRAI blocks Airtel Vodafone Idea's premium plans. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India has blocked Bharti Airtel Limited's Platinum and Vodafone Idea Limited's Red X premium plans that offer faster data speeds and priority services to high-paying postpaid customers, citing such schemes violate norms and could impact the quality of services for those outside the plans. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise unleashes new revenue streams for telcos. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, that is HPE, announced HPE Edge Orchestra, a SaaS-based offering that enables telco to monetize the 5G network and telco cloud while bringing lower latency, increased security and enhanced end-user experiences to their customers. Mitro raises $2 million led by Nexus. Mitro has ranked in more capital in what appears to be a pre-Series A round. Nexus Venture Partners has led the round with the participation of existing backers. Meanwhile, former Common Floor co-founder Sumit Jain and Citrus famed Amrish Rao put in seed capital in Mitro. Jio wins Qualcomm's backing to boost 5G vision. Jio has received another investment from the tech giant Qualcomm Ventures. The investment arm of chipmaker Qualcomm Incorporated will invest Rs 730 crore for 0.15% stake. This is the 13th investor to pick stake in the company. With this, the company has raised rupees 1,18,318.45 crores by selling 25.24% holding. India's game market is flourishing in double digits. The Indian gaming market is one of the fastest growing in the world. COVID-19 lockdown is a boon for the business of gaming. According to a report by Google KPMG, the online gaming segment is pegged at $1.1 billion by 2021. India comes among the top 5 mobile gaming markets in the world and is set to 357 million gamers in FY19. Early in 2020, while companies in other sectors and businesses began to shut down due to COVID-19. Apple asks users not to cover MacBooks with cameras. Apple has asked its users not to close MacBooks with a camera cover on as it might damage the display. This comes after several users complained of their displays cracking after having a camera cover. It said that could happen as the clearance between the display and the keyboard is designed to very tight tolerances. The camera cover could also cause issues with automatic brightness and true tone. Musk becomes the 7th richest man in the world, overtakes Ambani and Buffett. Elon Musk, Tesla CEO's wealth rose $6.1 billion, making him the world's 7th richest person according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Musk, with a net worth of $70.5 billion, is now ahead of Google CEO founder Sergey Brin, Mukesh Ambani and Warren Buffett. Buffett's new worth dropped recently when he donated $2.5 billion in Berkshire Hathaway stock to charity. India Inc. continues to remain vulnerable to cyber attacks, says EY. Indian organizations are reluctant to invest in their cybersecurity architecture, despite 53% of those surveyed by EY's Global Information Security Survey Report 2020. India edition admitting to having experienced a significant cyber breach in the past 12 months, while most businesses continue to remain vulnerable, with 59% stating that they are unlikely to detect a sophisticated cyber attack. Only 31% said that their cybersecurity team is involved right from the start of a new business initiative. Finally, India has pressed the pedal on reforms to secure interest and investments for manufacturing. These reforms were being executed by both the central and state governments over the years, but the pace has picked up in 2020. Organizations need to adopt stringent security measures, moving beyond stronger passwords, PII, firewalls, cybercriminals to invest in sophisticated methods to bypass the systems. COVID update. With 28,701 coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours, the total number of cases in India has increased to 8,79,409 and active cases have reached 3,01,609. Over 28,000 daily coronavirus cases have been recorded for the second straight day. Meanwhile, the death toll in the country has surged to 23,185. A total of 5,53,470 patients have been cured or discharged. Summing up, the prevalence and severity of cyber attacks seem to be increasing at an alarming rate every year. So much so that cybercrime is expected to cost the global economy a colossal of $6 trillion per year by 2021. The ATM hacks are going to get more frequent and most ATMs of the leading manufacturers are vulnerable to security breaches. As per the report from Positive Technologies, 69% of the ATMs are vulnerable to existing attacks. Interestingly, the ATM malware was the most expensive hacker service on the darknet in 2018, while 2019 saw the ATM Jadi malware, which attacks specific banks. Another interesting piece of malware first detected in India in 2019 was ATM D-Track, and is programmed to cash out ATMs. So, the attacks on ATMs in 2020 are expected to get more frequent, sophisticated and targeted. Secondly, fraud as a service isn't rare anymore, especially account-centric frauds. Support for smart cards at purchase points, biometric authentication, tokenization of payments, etc. have made hacking more difficult for cybercriminals. It means financial organizations need to prepare harder for more and frequent attacks of varied intensity. Having said that, the era of social engineering and phishing is not over yet. While newer and innovative ways of stealing financial data emerge every day, conventionally tried and tested methods of financial cybercrimes like phishing, network scanning, virus or malicious code, website defacements, and website intrusion and malware are growing as strong as ever. While RBI and the government are taking proactive steps to battle cyber attacks, they are also dependent on the coordinated and timely action from stakeholders. This is to say, security contracts should not be limited to uptime and resolution of vulnerabilities, but must be embedded in an organization's ecosystem. Security boundaries for all players in the BFSI sector should also be extended to end users. These measures should be supported by multi-channel, multilingual and multicultural campaigns aimed at consumer education and awareness. That's it for the day. But do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to War India News Magazine. Please download the War India app for the latest news and updates, which is available on Google Play Store. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you very much.